Hey guys, so today I'm going to show you a colouring technique which it can be used individually as a completely separate thing, but I'm sort of framing it as a kind of alternative to highlights, because a lot of people they come to get their hair coloured and they want highlights, and you ask them why they want highlights and they say, well, I just want to break up. They don't actually want the lift in the highlights, they just want to break up the kind of block colour. Like, they don't want one single colour on their hair, and highlights is going to achieve that, but highlights can be a real pain to maintain. They take a long time to do, they're awkward, they're fiddly, and yeah, maintaining them, if you're not a stylist and you're actually getting your hair done, highlights, you'll know they can be a right nightmare to maintain. So I'm going to show you a colour technique today which has a similar effect to highlights, but you can really cater it to each individual hairstyle, and it's basically star sectioning. And what it means is pretty much in the name. You create a star section on top of the head, and you colour the bottom hair one colour and the star section another. And then, if you can sort of visualise it, the way the hair fall across around the head will create a kind of, a bit like a highlighted idea where it's going to kind of break up that single colour. This really shines if you had like two very contrasting colours. At the moment, grey is very chic. I mean, it would look fantastic, I could imagine, with like a kind of platinum grey on the bottom and a gunmetal grey across the top, or you know, black and red, or blonde and purple or blue or something like that. You know, it really shines with contrasty colours, but at the same time you can use it with two colours which are quite close, just a darker and a lighter, to give that kind of highlight effect, and that's what I'm going to sort of show you today. This cut, she's got, it's asymmetric. I cut it before, you can see the video of the cut, but she's got a longer side here and a shorter side here. So what I've done is I've sectioned the star to come longer on this side and shorter on this side, so that should hopefully enhance. So this is how you can change it, where you can't, well, you could do it with highlights, but with this much easier, you can enhance the cut that's already on the head, because what I'm going to try and aim to do, and what hopefully this will do, is it will accentuate the asymmetry by having more colour in this side and less in this side. It should make this side visually sort of trick this side to look shorter, this side to look longer, because the more colour going through here will kind of shift the balance of the way we see it on a head. So it will accentuate these the asymmetric disconnection on the sides. That's more sort of for the stylist talk, but yeah, if you're watching this as someone who wants this done, check out the video, see what you think, but I think it's probably a really good alternative to highlights, and say less maintenance for you. The two colours I'm going to use are just colours that I've got a lot of, basically. I use Goldwell, that's just because what I use, I'm just, you know, comfortable with it. I've got a 7G for the bottom, which I think if you use Weather is 7.3, and I think in L'Oreal it's 7-3, and I've got a 9GB for the top, which should hopefully just give it a bit of lift in the top. 9GB is a 9/17 in Weller and 9.17 in L'Oreal, I think. So that, yeah, those are the colours that I'm going to be using, and what that's going to do is, to be honest, the 7G is quite close to this. This has got a little bit of copper in it, but it's not going to change it that much. It's more just so that I can paint it on, really, and differentiate the star, and the 9GB in the star. Now, when you section the star, it is quite important to get quite sharp points here on the edges of the points there, because if you don't, it can kind of just look like splodged on the head. If you've got sharper points, you're going to give a more defined shape through the colour. So yeah, we're going to get that started, and hopefully, say, if you're watching this video as a non-stylist and you want this on your hair, you know, maybe just thinking in terms of, like, you know, perhaps it's worthwhile thinking about it. If you normally get highlights just to break up a hair colour, perhaps this is might be another, you know, alternative way of doing your hair. It's probably going to be cheaper for you, and your stylist is probably going to appreciate it, because I don't think anyone really likes weaving highlights. But yeah, as a stylist, it's much quicker and easier and cheaper. So for a stylist, it's great. Obviously, you can't just swap it for every single set of highlights you ever do. But especially on cuts like this, it outstrips the performance of highlights in my opinion, because this doesn't have a parting especially. So where are you going to put your T section or whatever? It's going to look weird, whereas this is going to be much more natural and much more flowing into the hair. So yeah, I'm going to show you that now, and yeah, see what you think. Okay, so I've given her a wash and a blow dry. Unfortunately, it's worked a little bit too well in the sense that for a demonstration purpose, it's not a great difference between the two colours. I was going to use bleach, but I thought it would look hideous, so I thought it would be better to use colour. But unfortunately, with one of the numerous problems with these blocks is that they've been so chemically processed, you never know how they're going to lift and how well they're going to take to colour. But it's there, the effect's there, you can see it. It's very subtle, but it's in fact, if I was doing it on a client, this would probably be more or less kind of what I'd be going for with this shade and this level. But as a demonstration, I say it's probably not the best. But you can see the kind of highlight effect through the fringe. Really, is a good area to see it. If you can imagine it with different colours, if you had like a platinum sort of grey on the bottom and a sort of gunmetal grey across the top, you have that concentrated darker area by the crown that then kind of sprays out around the head, and then by about this kind of area, it really kind of breaks down to just sort of subtle, gentle highlights. I think it's a really good modern version of highlighting, in the sense that it fits to the head shape more, it fits to the cut a lot better, especially if you don't have a parting. It's a lot more natural and more flowing. But yeah, I say on this, it's not going to be great sort of deal of contrast. Hopefully you can sort of see it, especially through that back area there where it's sort of lighter through here and then comes out. But yeah, that's basically style section. I think if you wanted it instead of highlights, I think it's a really good, like if you're looking for an alternative to getting highlights, I think it's really one of the sort of paths you want to go down discussing with your stylist, because I think it's just easier to maintain, probably going to be a cheaper service for you, and I think it just depending on your cut, I think it can look a lot better as well. But yeah, say it's just a little bit too subtle on this. You can sort of say I can see it here, but I'm a little bit worried of how well it shows up on the video. But yeah, I'll just give it a bit of a spin, and then hopefully you get the idea. Yeah, that's basically style section, and I hope you can see it. I hope it looks alright. Yeah, it's a really great service, I think. So yeah, I hope you liked it, and I hope it's giving you some ideas of what to do with your hair. Cheers. Thanks very much.